studying mathematics in my high school was like relatively good because like they laid more emphasis on mathematics. They believe that if you could study mathematics well, like you excel in other subjects. So my maths teacher was a man who like he was very passionate about mathematics. Even if we don't understand the subject, he like tried to like explain in our native language, which is Yoruba, to make us understand it more. Good experience, like, but sometimes it was a little bit difficult because although we had like maths teachers who have been in the school for so long, there are some things like they don't know and like it's been asked in the WIEC or other subjects, but they don't, instead of them telling us to like go study, we don't know much about it, they just like jump through it and like leave it alone. So those were the only bad experiences I had, but they were very passionate around mathematics and like we took maths very seriously in my high school. I had problems with calculus a little bit, but through the online teaching, like the Khan Academy, other online platforms that helped, I was able to improve my mathematics, especially calculus.
Yes.
I did it at home because we had like a personal computer at home and I had my own laptop and my phone. So I used it like anytime I wasn't sure about a question, I just type it right in and I see it and I like continue practicing on Khan Academy and other platforms. That would be application of derivatives because it had like aspects of areas of solids. And that's the one I remember using well on Khan Academy, area of solids, using derivative. My math teacher, he didn't really understand it, but instead of him telling us he didn't understand it, he just like skipped through it, like we shouldn't worry about it. But I saw it on past questions that they were right there. So I started using the Khan Academy. I didn't understand it that well, so I went to meet my uncle, who is also a mathematics teacher, to explain it more. And like we used Khan Academy together with the help of my uncle, and I got through the application of derivative. Yeah, I had a pretty rough experience with the comprehension passages, and that was mainly because of like I didn't have a good vocabulary, and like if you don't understand the words in the passage, you can't understand the full passage. So through that, I started listening to podcasts. I started watching CNN, BBC, try to like check dictionary after watching it, or try to imitate the presenter sometimes. I read like a lot of storybooks and tried to understand it, try to summarize it. My dad also helped a lot because like every time he watches the news and he catches a big word, he just says, "Do you know the meaning of that?" And when I say no, he says, "Check your dictionary on your phone right now." So all those helped improve my comprehension. I had friends who did the same, and I have friends who didn't really care about it, and they just used their phone for WhatsApp, Instagram, or Snapchat, and they didn't count a phone as a device for learning. They just counted it as something fun, something to chat with. But like that's your own way, that's not my way. Yeah, my maths teacher, as I said earlier, was very passionate, and using the native language to help understand, like that was really helpful. Because aside from mathematics, if I'm doing other subjects like economics or physics, I try to understand it in my native language, and it makes more sense. Like trying to translate it and make yourself understand it in the native language makes it make more sense, and I got that from him. And also like made the class very fun to be in. Like it's not like only talking to the board like most teachers do, like interacts with the whole class, like ask questions. It makes everyone feel involved and enjoy the subject. The most difficult subject for me is biology, because I think like it has too many things to study, and I'm not so good with it, but with time, with like a lot of practice, continuous practice, I made myself start liking it. I practiced past questions. I translated it to my native language too to make it make more sense, and I just tried different ways to be interested in it, and I overcame it eventually. Yeah, that was trigonometry, the sine, cosine, the unit circles. So the way I overcame that was Khan Academy again. Like, there was a picture of the unit circle and they make it seem easier. Like, they tell you, if you already have sine 30 here and sine 90, like there's a way you can connect everything together. Like, then you know that they taught me the ASTC, which means all students take Coke, which is to make the trigonometry like easier, so you know that all of them are positive. Sine, all the sine is positive. Tangent, all the tan is positive. Then the C, all the cosine is positive. So all these things, like Khan Academy really helped study that, and that really improved my trigonometry. My English teacher, she wasn't that good because she kept on doing the same thing over and over again. And the thing with my high school is that if you have an English teacher right from the start, which is GS1, like you have her right to the end, which is SS3. So she wasn't that good, like, and we couldn't change her. Like, she has been in the school for years. She's even the head of the English department. So what my dad did was, like, I had like a Ghanaian teacher come over to teach me. His name is Mr. Balogun. He's been teaching me right from GS1 till I graduated in 2016. So we go through everything we do in class, and he recommend books to read. We practice the practice exam for the WAEC and JAM and other things, and he made it really easy because my English teacher was like focusing only on one aspect of English. Yeah, my motivation were my other siblings. And I was the last one, so they already went through all the steps. So they kept on saying you should do this, just to make yourself better and like to be like them. Because my other sister is working for UNICEF now, and that's like a very good thing. So she always says, if you continue to work hard, you can be like me. So all those motivates me to be like them. That would be writing, because like if you don't know English well, it's difficult to write, because I believe you have to like go through all aspects of English before you find writing comfortable. So I started going to writing sections in my high school then for anyone who wants to improve his writing, and they were just run by like students like me who were like very good in writing. So I like went there to practice more and like write on anything. And also my dad encouraged me, because anytime we went on vacations anywhere, he made sure I write about vacation, and I show him and he like reads and go through what I'm meant to improve and whatsoever. Okay, I would say calculus, because that's like the first maths I did, and that was like the last maths I did right in high school. So it was like a good transition because I already understood everything, and this was just like a little bit ahead. So the high school the ones I learned from high school, like the ones I learned from high school and the one I learned here, like it made me understand better. That I now understand calculus because I've had it back in high school, and everything just makes more sense, and that was due to doing it in high school already. Yeah, I had new general mathematics, which we used through all through high school. I had mathematics, which we didn't use, but my sister used it in a school, so I had it at home. So with all these textbooks, if I don't understand the topic, I just check through the two of them and I try to improve on it. Yeah, they are helpful because like it's like our normal textbook is. They explain the subject. You have practice questions. You have past exam questions, and you have like review all what you've practiced and make sure you understand it. So if you listen well in class, understand the class, and you do it with that, you have like a good understanding of the subject. Yeah, I would say what motivates me is my dad because he has gone through a lot. He went to university himself. He paid to go to have his masters in UK himself. So all through this, and his motto is patience and hard work, and prayer. So with all this, like I make sure I follow all his mottos and try to be just like him. So I'm very patient with everything I do. I'm very hardworking. I make sure I put my education first and like reduce play to the minimum. I also make sure I pray a lot, and because prayer is like the key to everything.
Yeah.
I would say you should believe in yourself, be patient, also practice more. Don't let the social media affect you too much. Although you have to be social, but there's time for everything. There's time to be social, there's time to concentrate on your studies, there's time to pray, there's time to do all that. Just make sure you focus and you get it eventually.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.